Hey, welcome. And want to let you know today's class is going to be focusing on letting go of tension through the shoulders and hips. We'll be specifically working on some neck stretches. You need a couple blocks, and let's come to the mat and let's start seated with the ankles crossed. If you have a blanket, feel free to grab a blanket as well, and you can sit on that, especially if you've got tight hips. So welcome, good to have you here, and let's get moving. I'm going to actually take my blanket and have a seat on it and just sit on the leading edge of the blanket with the ankles crossed. Grab onto your kneecaps and let's kind of lean back a little bit. Take a deep breath and then sweep around. Let the head release forward and then open up with a big breath. Exhale as you sweep from knee to knee. And open up with the breath. Moving slowly. And you should feel a gentle warming in the low back and a release of tension in the back of the neck. One more. Reverse. Moving with your breath. If you feel a little dizzy, you can actually take an eye gaze straight ahead and not drop the head and just move through the back, nice and slow, making a big circle with the shoulders. But being dizzy in this is actually part of the process, so it's shaking up the fluid in the inner ear. Now, one more, and then just walk the hands forward and pause. Just let the head be real still. Take a deep breath. Maybe working the elbows towards the floor, or they can come right up here on your knees. Let the head hang. If you have a knee that bothers you, you can slide the leg out a little bit, but try to keep it bent so you still get that stretch in the hip. You can also unhook the ankles and get a little deeper into the hips, placing one shin in front of the other. Let's walk it up. Place the hands behind, fingers turned out. Lift the heart center and squeeze your shoulders together. Feeling a good stretch right in the front of the shoulder. Good deep breath as you open up. Careful you don't collapse the back of the neck. Just lift the chin a little. Now sitting tall, take a twist to your right, grab the knee, and take a deep breath in. Switch sides. Deep breath. To the front. Let's switch the leg in front. I like to lay the shin in front because I want to get deeper into my hips. Big breath up and a sweep forward. Working the elbows. Now if you've got a block handy, you can place a block or two in front of you, grounding your forehead. Your third eye is one of your chakra centers, helping you to relax first of all through the neck and shoulders, but also bringing clarity and focus. Breathe into the back and try to relax with the exhale. Observing the stretch, both in the hips and back. Alrighty, walk it back up. Let's open the heart center. Deep breath. We're just moving a little bit through the spine right now too, warming up. Now as you sit up tall, let's bring the left arm up, take a big breath overhead, and lean into your right hand. Take another breath, breathing into the side ribs. Come on up, let's switch sides, big stretch, and release. Breathe deep. Now let's move a little bit. You're inhaling, and then exhale into the stretch. Inhale up, exhale over, and a few more. This is more for circulation. All right, back to the middle. Interlace your fingers overhead, turn the palms out, and give it a big stretch up. Try to get the arms as straight as you can, and maybe gently behind the head. Zip in the belly button. Big stretch. And release. All right, hands on the shoulders. Bring the elbows in. See if you can touch them, and then we'll take some big circles around. Inhale. Exhale. Great move for getting lots of circulation and stretch through the shoulders without a lot of stress on the joint. And reverse. All right, now see if you can touch and then open, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Add the breath, inhale, exhale. Couple more. All right, if you need to switch the leg again, feel free to do so. Maybe even shake out the knees. We're going to get a little deeper into the neck now. All right, so slide your left hand under your buttocks. You're literally going to just sit on your left hand and bring your right arm to the side. And you're going to lean to the right, but keep your hip pressing down into the palm. And you're going to feel a nice stretch down the neck and into the shoulder here. So think ear to shoulder as you're looking out. And the longer you stay in it, the more you're going to feel it. Long, deep breath. Love that, feels good. All right, now look down at the floor and stay in the stretch. Back around and up to the top. All right, let's take a big shoulder roll. And try the other side. Reach it out, take a breath, and lean away. And this is great because it kind of forces you to keep that opposite sitting bone, that right sitting bone on the floor on your hand, which is what you want. Now turn and look towards the floor. So we tend to hold stress in the jaw, the neck area, and the hips. All right, come back around and back to the top. Let's take a couple of shoulder rolls. Hopefully you're feeling a little better already. So one more, sit up tall. I want you to tuck the chin and then lift it back up a little higher. Take a breath and exhale, tuck. Inhale, open. And one more. Now, sitting up tall, take a look over your right shoulder. Back to the middle, inhale. To the left, exhale. And again, breathe. And look with the exhale. to the middle, and across, and center. Now tuck the chin and drag it over to the right shoulder. Take a breath. Exhale back and front, over to the other side. And just move with the breath a few more times. Make sure you're sitting up tall while you do this. You might get some little crispy sounds. Now take it back in the front and hold that tucked chin. And release. All right, let's get moving a little more now. So if you've got your couple of blocks handy, grab them. If you need a little push for the knees, keep your blanket there, just open it up a bit. And we'll take our blocks in front. Have them ready to go. All righty, cat and cow, knees apart, hands under your shoulders. Let's round the back. Then open, flipping the tailbone up, shoulder blades in. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. So as you tuck to cat, think of the tailbone tucking under, belly scooping in. Now flip the tailbone up, pulling the shoulder blades in as you look ahead. Move with your breath. Just relax the stomach. One more each way. Now take the knees a little wider and sit back towards your heels. Toes come in to a wide leg child's pose. Great way to get into the hips and low back. Stretch out. Now I want you to turn and look to the right and place the left side of your head on the floor and just relax into that stretch for a few breaths. And you might feel a stretch in your neck as well. Now turn and look the other way. The more you can relax, the better here. Now come back to the middle, grounding the forehead. Bring the hands in prayer. And bend the elbows, bring the hands behind your head. You want your elbows in pretty tight by your head, gently grounding the elbows. All right, slowly make your way back up. Love that calming pose. And let's do a little leg warm up. So extend the right leg, foot's flexed, and take a look ahead, take a breath. And bring the knee under, exhale, tuck your chin. Inhale, kick through the heel, flexing your foot, and pull it under. And out, and in, there's 3. We'll go for 6 on each side, take a breath. And 4, push, 5, and our last one, 6. Alrighty, switch sides, take a breath out, and exhale under, 1, and kick, 2, push, 3, go full extension back, 4, 5, and our last one. Good, come up into a camel, take a big stretch overhead, big stretch, but now swing those hands around, making 2 fists, and place them in those SI joints, so 2 spots, right above your butt, and gently press the hips forward. You just open the chest a little, and feel the stretch right in the front, the through the hip flexors. And come back up. All right, make your way down onto your elbows. Moving into Sphinx Pose. Legs are straight. Now check your elbows here. They should be under the shoulders and in pretty close by your side ribs. And you're pressing your legs into the floor, pulling the shoulders back. So you're getting a gentle stretch in the front of your body, but you should feel your back working. And the most important thing here is imagine you've got a big boulder sitting right here on the tailbone, and you feel that part of your back pulling in, pressing inward, stabilizing. Now let's come on down, fold your hands, put your head on your hands, bring the heels up and windshield wiper, side to side. All right, now extending the legs, place the hands under the shoulders for low cobra. Take a deep breath and keeping the chin tucked, just come up enough to feel the upper back working. Legs are grounding. And release. Take a deep breath and maybe a little higher in Cobra, where the chest is shining to the side wall. And release. Take a deep breath and we'll go one more. So as you get more flexible and stronger, the pubic bone comes off, head goes back. You really feel a great stretch through the hips. And release. Let's take a deep breath, give it a push up to your knees, and child's pose. So full child's pose, hands back by your feet, and you're going to round your back. Now a modification might be hands in front with forehead on your hands, but you want to feel that rounding. If you find it hard to breathe, just spread the knees apart a little. Relax your arms. One more breath. Now place the hands in front, come on up, and step your right foot forward. So you're going to grab your two blocks and place them on both sides of the foot and shift the weight forward into a low lunge. Take a breath as you open, and then pull back, tucking the chin, exhale. And let's rock in and out several times. Breathe in, exhale as you tuck. Feel free to go bigger when you like. You can tuck the back toes and lift the hips, nose towards your knee. And then down where you tap the back knee, or you can keep it bigger, knee up. And let's again rock with the breath. One more each way. Now hold your nose to knee pose. And again, you can always have the back knee on the floor and do it low. If you want more intensity, I want you to lift your right toes up so you get a good flexed front foot. Try to relax your shoulders, scoop in the belly. Deep breath. All right, now come down, placing the back knee on the floor, release the foot, hands to the front knee, pulling the shoulders back. Just kind of sink down into the hips. You're welcome to stay right there or extend the left arm and a big stretch up and adding a twist. Bring that arm to the outside of your knee, right hand on your hip, or stretch out. Breathe into it. All right, sweep those arms back overhead. Hands hands go back to your blocks. And let's take both knees back. Take a big stretch out for a second in extended child's pose. And then rise with the left foot forward. And let's drop into the hips, open the chest, breathe in. And exhale, tuck. And let's rock in and out several times, low. Bigger if you want. Find your rhythm of breath here. So your general rule of thumb is you breathe in as you open and exhale as you close it down. One more each way. And hold nose to knee pose. Maybe you want to pull the toes back, get a good flex. Really get a great stretch behind the knee. All right, come on down. Drop in the back knee, release the back foot. Hands to the front knee. Now push to pull the shoulders back. You really just want to kind of sink into the hips here. Right arm up for more. And a twist to the left. Find that deep breath in and out of your nose. Alrighty, both arms overhead, big stretch. Now we're going to move into down dog. I'm going to show it with the blocks in case you want to use your blocks. Get your hands to the leading edge of the block and lift up. That way you won't move so much. And stretch out. You may or may not want the blocks, just showing that as an option. All right, lock the shoulders down. Make sure the fingers are spread wide apart. Flatten the palm. You're looking at your ankles. If you're feeling really tight, walk it out a little bit, one heel at a time. Just kind of sway through the hips. Now, let's bring the heels up and down. Let's get into the feet a little. Got 33 joints, so we want to loosen up in the feet. Now hold the heels up, take a deep breath, and heels down. Maybe toes up. All right, bring the knees back to the floor, and let's shake out the wrist. Maybe even a little stretch out of the wrist. So stretch the arms forward and pull the fingers down in that stretch of the forearm. And switch. And shake it out a little bit. All right, let's get up. We're going to do a few warrior poses. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Bend the knees as you exhale, looking at the hands. Walk your feet up towards the hands. And lift halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Flat back, chin up. And fold, soften the knees, belly to thighs. Tuck your chin, relax your neck. Let's rise to extended hand pose. Come on up, palms together, look up. Big breath. Now sweep the arms down, clasping behind the back. Lift the heart center, squeeze your shoulders together. Breathe into it. If it's hard to clasp, grab a strap and use your strap. Let's release, take a big sweep up, take a breath, and a forward fold. Belly to thighs, forehead to shins. Exhale. Bring it halfway up. And fold. Rise back all the way to the top. Extended hand pose. Hands to the front this time to prayer. and sit into chair. Now rise to a little back bend, pressing the hips forward, open heart. And forward fold, exhale. Bring it halfway. And fold. Rise up, breath. Chair pose, exhale. Little back bend. And forward fold. And you might be more comfortable with the feet a little bit apart as we warm up here. Take a breath as you lift halfway. And fold. And back to the top. Chair pose. And a little back bend. Ground the heels. And one more forward fold. Exhale. Lift halfway. Now back to fold and just hang for a moment if you like. You really want to keep length in the low back here, so keep the knees a little bit. Grab the elbows and you can just hang. Relax your neck. Get a good stretch out through the back and the hamstrings. You can even sway a little if you like. All right, place the hands on the shins and lift halfway. And fold. Let's rise to the top. Extended hand pose. Hands to the heart. Now step your left foot back. Reach overhead, and we're coming into a warrior one. Now square it off. And reach up like somebody has your wrist, and they're lifting you up out of the spine. Big stretch. Now come forward, placing your hand on the right hand on the front knee, and extend your stretch, arm by the ear. Now come back up, bring that left arm behind you, moving into warrior two. Check the front knee right out over your toes, and reverse your warrior. And come forward, so beginners, hands on the thigh. And the left arm's going to be right over the shoulder. If you want to go deeper, elbow, drop the hips. You can even extend that side angle arm to the ear. Scoop in the belly. Take a big breath and come back to warrior two as you exhale. Straighten and back down. Let's scoop that left arm down, turn the heel up in the back, coming into high lunge. Hands to the front knee and step in. All right, let's march it out a little bit. And we'll do that on the other side. Stepping the right foot back. Reach overhead, warrior one. Lift up. And then as you come forward, support with the hand in the front knee. Deep breath. Let's bring that right arm back behind, moving into warrior two. Knee over ankle and pointing over your foot. Reverse your warrior. Feel the grounding of your feet. Back leg is nice and straight. Coming forward, again, hand or elbow. And you can hold that right arm right over the shoulder or to the head, dropping into a really good stretch through the hips. You can practice this against the wall too. If this is new for you and you feel unsteady, just get a little support. Take a breath and come back to warrior two. Straighten for a second and back down, and then make your way into high lunge. All right, hands on the front knee and take a big step in and march it out a little bit. All right, let's make our way back to the floor. Take extended hand pose, big stretch up, Urdhva Hastasana, and fold all the way down into Uttanasana, that deep fold. Bring it halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Make your way to down dog. Spread the fingers, look at the ankles, scoop in the belly. Deep breath. And come back to your knees, taking child's pose. Place the hands on the floor and come on up. We're going to spin the legs around to the front and get on the back for a couple of quick hip stretches. So lay back, stretch your whole body out in a super long line. Big, big stretch. All right, bring your right knee in and grab it with your hands, pulling it in close. Take a deep breath. Now roll to your left for a supine twist. Hold the knee, those hips in line, and the right arm by the right ear. Stretch your whole body out in a long line. You're looking at the ceiling. And then sweep the right arm out to the side, about shoulder high. Lift your head and turn and try to look towards that right arm. Breathe into it. Come back onto your back and let's stretch back out, super long line. Point your toes, let the low back arch just enough that you could literally slide maybe your hand in the small of your back. All right, bring the left knee in, hold it close, take a deep breath, and roll to your right, left arm to the left ear, big stretch. Let's get those hips set. And you can always take a block here and support that knee with a prop, especially if you tend to get low back pain. Keep the knee level to the hip. Now bring that left arm out to the side. And if it's comfortable for the neck, you want to look towards the left. Or just look at the ceiling, but relax as much as you can into that stretch. Turn the palms up, relax the elbows, relax your jaw. Listen to the breath. So let's come out of this pose, back around. Reset the hips with the feet on the floor and pull your knees up towards your chest. Come into a ball. Now let's move to happy baby. Open the knees a little wider, flex the feet. You're going to grab the ball of your foot from inside and kick those heels up in the air. And think of pressing your tailbone down to get a good stretch in the low back. If you're finding it hard to reach here, you can grab the ankles or maybe just hook your arms behind the knees and try pressing. But you get a little more leverage if you can grab on and gently push your feet up into the hands. Tuck your chin and feel that length all the way down the spine. This is really, really great stretch for the low back. Really good for you. So take the stretch first for a few breaths and then feel free to rock side to side. It just feels good. Works out little knots of tightness in the back, massages your kidneys, and it just feels good. Increases circulation, releasing tension. All right, now as we move into Shavasana, place the bottom of your feet together in bound angle. Interlace the fingers and take a big stretch overhead. And bring the arms above your head on the floor, big, big stretch. Now relax your arms, placing one hand inside the other, and let the elbows rest. They may or may not make it to the floor. If you're really tight, you can grab a blanket, place it under the head, and let your arms rest. Have a little support on the arms if you like. And stay here for a good solid minute. Let's take some deep breaths with the eyes closed. Belly and chest expand, hold at the top, and then let it out slowly through your nose. And pause at the bottom. And practice those deep, full breaths with the pause. Letting the sound of your breath create a sense of calm. And really relax with the exhale. Couple more. The breath is so important. It's such a key tool that you can use to help release tension, to calm you down in those moments of stress, of frustration. All right, one more. And then as you move into Shavasana, slip the legs out. Bring the arms out by your side, turn them up, and tuck your shoulders under. Tuck the chin. If you feel tension in the neck, you can still rock side to side a few times. And then you're just going to settle. The eyes closed, relax your jaw, and let everything be still. And I want you to stay here for a good solid 5 minutes if you can. And just listen to the breath. And go to that dark place behind your eyes, deep within your body. And just follow the breath in and out of your body, in and out of your nose. And practice stillness. Thank you for coming on and stretching with me today. Stay in Shavasana and have a great moment of stillness. Namaste.